In the quiet shadows of a rainy Seattle night, a young boy slept outside the walls of a public library. His name was Jake. He was 17, homeless, alone, uncertain, but not defeated. The world had taken everything from him except one thing, a dream he refused to let die. Every morning, before most people even stirred from their beds, Jake walked through those cold glass doors into the public library. It wasn't comfort or shelter he was looking for. It was something far more valuable, knowledge. With no home to return to, no school to attend, he found teachers in glowing screens and endless lines of code. He didn't have a laptop. He didn't have an internet connection of his own, but he had free library Wi-Fi and a belief that his life could be more than the streets he slept on. He spent hours learning to code, not by choice, but by survival. Every line of code was a step away from the life that abandoned him. He didn't learn for money or fame or applause. He learned because doing nothing wasn't an option. And one day, hope stepped into his life in the form of an elderly cafe owner named Mr. Robinson. A stranger, but the first person in a long time to ask him a question that didn't hurt. Can you help me build a website? In exchange for his help, Jake received warm food and something even more precious, encouragement. With every project, Jake got a little better, a little more confident, a little less invisible. But it was the night he couldn't sleep, the night he felt more lonely than ever, when he built something that would change everything. He created an app, a place for teens dealing with anxiety, depression, and loneliness to talk and heal without judgment. It wasn't just a project. It was a piece of who he was. He posted it on Twitter, unsure if anyone would care. But the world did. The app went viral overnight. Journalists wrote about this mysterious teen coder with a heart. Influencers shared his story, and within 72 hours, a tech investor flew across the country just to meet him. He stood on a stage in a borrowed suit, nervous but unbroken, and pitched his idea to a room full of wealthy strangers. Nobody knew he'd slept on the sidewalk the night before. Nobody knew his dinner came from a charity bin. They only saw his strength, his belief, his app. And in that moment, Jake wasn't homeless. He was unstoppable. The investor offered him $70,000 to turn his app into a company. And Jake walked out of that room with something he never had before, a chance. 1 year later, his app had over 5 million users. It became a lifeline for teens all over the world. The boy who used to sleep outside a library was now offering shelter to others, not with walls and ceilings, but with hope. And then came the moment that felt like a dream. Google called. They offered him $9 million and a role as one of the youngest product designers in the company's history. Jake accepted, but the money didn't change him. It didn't silence the nights he had spent shivering in the cold. So he created something more, a project called Code to Care, a program that teaches homeless youth to code just like he did. He filled libraries with laptops. He paid rents for kids who promised to learn. He gave them what someone once gave him, a chance to rewrite their story. In the end, Jake didn't just escape homelessness. He transformed it. He didn't just build an app. He built a bridge. He didn't just chase a dream. He became one. So if you're watching this, wondering if your life can change, if your dream still matters, let this story remind you, you don't need a perfect start. You need a relentless heart. Your past is not your prison. Your mind is your freedom. From the cold streets to Silicon Valley, Jake's journey wasn't easy, but it was possible. And so is yours.